Hello and welcome to all artists who are here and ready to take the action needed to move your career to the next level. My name is Susan J. Mumford, aka @Susan J. Mumford, and as the founder of Be Smart About Art, I'm here to tell you about making it as an artist in the 21st century. This video is the 6th in a 10-part weekly video tip series ahead of a course with the same name, that is, Making It as an Artist in the 21st Century. Whether you're just starting out or mid-career, these tips, just like the course, is for you. After watching this video, be sure to click the link on this very page, see full course details, as well as freely register your place. Last week we looked at matching income streams with your audience. Now today, we are looking at exhibiting. Now, what do we mean by exhibiting? Well, you've got a combination of online exhibiting and you've also got in-person exhibiting. Now, if you talk about in-person exhibiting, that could be your studio, your home, a gallery, a cafe, a restaurant, perhaps a fair. It could also be a public space, a corporate space, you name it. It could be a self-presented exhibition, perhaps a curated show. It also might be a solo exhibition, or it could be a group show. If you're talking about online, it could be on your own website, it could be on a gallery website. Also, it could be on a third-party art marketplace site. Also, it could be a social media of some sort. So exhibitions is a very broad subject. I want to tell you a story of an artist who once came to me for a mentoring session. She was extremely frustrated because she'd been creating all of these pieces in a strong body of work, but they weren't selling. So I asked her about her exhibitions and who had been seeing them. It turned out they were in her studio. So nobody had been seeing them but herself. So what we did is we worked out a plan of how she was going to get those pieces seen. And I tell you this story because sometimes it happens. Sometimes we get so much into what we're doing ourselves, so focused on your practice, which is beautiful and amazing. You need to think about how actually you're getting these pieces seen out in the world, and anybody at any stage of career can absolutely fall into that. So now, several points. The first thing is a frequently asked question by artists at many different points in career, and that is, what about being choosy about exhibitions? Do you accept the opportunities or do you not? So I've got one variation for artists who are just starting out and another variation for artists who are a bit more experienced and already out there and being seen. So firstly, for those artists who are just starting out, I really encourage you to be jumping on top of opportunities, because your challenge, like that artist who I mentored, is actually people seeing your work at all, and it's your job to make certain that they are getting in front of people. A cafe show that may not be your ideal ultimate location for showing, it's a starting point. I mean, that brings to mind the story of an artist who is based out of Paris, France. One of his first exhibitions was at a cafe. It was definitely not an ideal location. That actually led on to a museum exhibition, can you believe? And so it's part of his whole story. So get out there, get your work seen. Now, what if you're a more experienced artist? You do want to be thinking about quality, not quantity. It's not just the actual creation of art, the practicalities of putting together the frame or whatever presentation you need to make your work showable and getting the works to the exhibition location. It's also a matter of doing all of the promotion that comes around an exhibition. So when you bring all of that together, you need to think about how much can you actually handle. Now, bearing in mind that when it rains, it pours, and that applies to shows as well. So I would want you to anticipate that when you have one exhibition, you might very well end up with several exhibitions kind of even at the same time. So what you need to do is look at the whole year, look at the whole calendar, and think, what am I going to be doing when? Opportunities might come up. Can you actually slot them in? Have that visual, so if you have a new opportunity, you can actually consider, does it make sense for you or not? But bear in mind, quality, not quantity. And then in the quiet periods, you can actually be getting the work together. Now, when we're also talking about fine-tuning your shows, I mean, for artists who are just starting out and you've been taking all these opportunities, bear in mind that you can always refine your artist resume for future opportunities when you're more experienced. And then for more experienced artists, I'm sure you've already been kind of selecting some of the pieces, maybe not to present so much on your profile these days. And today you're in a position to actually be a bit more choosy, because when you are being seen as an artist, you get a lot of opportunities that aren't really actual great opportunities. Now, what I want to bear in mind for everyone who's exhibiting is to always create legacy, no matter how much you have going on. Take photographs, even get some video. Even if that's your smartphone, that's absolutely fine. The photographs you can immediately send out to your mailing list and say, thank you so much everyone for coming along to the show. Video footage, you may not know how you're going to use it straight away. You've got it for future. Having legacy of when the show was busy and when it was quiet is absolutely fantastic for future applications, for presenting presentations, for opportunities, etc. Sound good? Time to take action. I really encourage you to take a few minutes now to sit down and just think about what your exhibition plan is and what opportunities you might be able to respond to or even to create yourself. As for next week's video tip, we'll be moving on to think about, okay, you've met all these new people, how do you engage your existing and even your growing audience? Ready to go? Brilliant. Be sure to check out full details on making it as an artist in the 21st century on this very page. Be sure to freely register your place, and do note that payment can be taken in 3 different installments. Now, I'm a big believer that anyone can do this, build a sustainable career by taking those stepping stones, and bit by bit, you get there. Art is your life, make it your living.